I've burned through enough rounds to know when something new actually earns its spot. And this year, a few fresh 9mm came out swinging. From factory flat shooters to red dot ready carry guns, these are the ones the serious guys at the range keep nodding to. And yeah, I've put them to the test. What's up, everyone? This is your host, Ted from Line45, and today we're diving into the best new 9mm handguns of 2025, the ones that aren't just hype, but actually made me rethink what I'd trust on my hip every day. Before anything else, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, all the buttons that you can see below. Don't forget to leave a comment, too. I know it feels like a hassle, but those things help my channel a lot. Now let's get back to the good stuff. Sig Sauer P365 AXG Legion. I didn't pick up the P365 AXG Legion because I was looking for another micro compact. I picked it up because I wanted to see what would happen if Sig finally gave the P365 some real backbone. And that's exactly what this thing is. The original P365 on a diet of steel and attitude. It's got the footprint of a carry pistol, but feels like it was built to fight above its weight class. And if you've ever felt underwhelmed by polymer-framed compacts, this one will certainly impress you. At the center of it all is Sig's AXG alloy frame. This ain't plastic. It's an aluminum grip module with custom Hogue G10 grips and a Legion Gray Cerakote finish that screams, duty ready the second you draw it. That extra weight, coming in at 26 ounces unloaded, makes a night and day difference when you're running drills. Recoil gets eaten up, muzzle rise stays low, and follow-up shots come smoother than you'd expect from a gun this size. But here's what really sold me: the integrated single-port slide compensator. This isn't one of those screw-on muzzle gadgets. Sig cut it straight into the slide, so it's streamlined and rock-solid. The 3.1-inch barrel still gives you a carry-friendly length, but when I ran this side-by-side with my standard XL, the Legion stayed noticeably flatter. It's subtle but effective, and in defensive shooting, that split-second difference is everything. You get Sig's flat X-Series trigger, breaking around 4.7 pounds with a short tactile reset. It's clean, consistent, and one of the best factory triggers you'll find on any striker-fired pistol under 30 ounces. It ships with 3 17-round steel mags, and the slightly flared extended mag well makes reloads easy without bulking out the grip too much for concealment. Topping it off, the slide is optics ready, and the stock X-ray 3-night sights give you a clean sight picture with or without a red dot. It's compact, it's mean, and it's the kind of pistol that makes you rethink what a small gun can do when it's built like it's ready for a gunfight. Heckler & Koch VP901. I didn't expect much from the VP9A1 when I first shot it. I figured it'd just be a slight facelift of the original. But man, I was wrong. HK took something solid and made it smarter, tighter, and more tuned for real-world shooting. The VP9A1 isn't a flashy overhaul. It's a pistol that's been sharpened at the edges where it counts, and that's why experts are taking notice of it in 2025. It keeps the core strengths of the original VP9, but fixes the things folks like me have been griping about for years. Let's start with the trigger because this new one is something else. HK already had one of the better striker-fired triggers out there, but the A1 refines it. The take-up is clean, the break is sharper, and the reset is short, tactile, and crisp. Mine broke right at 5.1 pounds but felt lighter because of how smooth it was. You can actually run this thing fast without feeling like you're fighting a sponge. The frame is still that full-size VP9 profile. It's about 7.34 inches long and comes with a 4.1-inch cold hammer-forged barrel. But what makes it stand out is the modular grip system. HK still includes interchangeable backstraps and side panels, so you can fine-tune the grip to your hand size. For me, the medium backstrap with the small side panels gave me that perfect 360-degree lockup. Combine that with their new performance-enhanced grip texture, and this thing won't slip, even with sweaty hands or gloves. One of the smartest upgrades is its optics-ready slide. HK redesigned the optics cut to support more red dot footprints out of the box, and included a clean iron sight setup with a blacked-out rear and high-visibility front. I mounted a Holosun 507C and had zero shift after 400 rounds. You also get ambidextrous slide releases and a paddle-style mag release, which some folks gripe about, but I've grown to love. It's fast, instinctive, and completely ambidextrous. HK didn't build the A1 to be the flashiest pistol on the wall. They built it to be the one that runs right, fits right, and earns its keep over thousands of rounds. It's a range-duty hybrid that shoots smoother than a Glock and fits better than a Sig CZ Shadow 2 Carry. When CZ pulled the curtain back at NRA 2025 and dropped the Shadow 2 Carry, I was already reaching for my wallet. This isn't just another compact version slapped together for EDC. It's a purpose-built pistol that brings the performance pedigree of the CZ Shadow line and trims it down into a form that actually makes sense for daily carry, without gutting what made the original a shooter's gun. I've spent enough time with the full-size Shadow 2 to know what it should feel like. And the carry version? It hits all the right notes. It's built on a forged ENAW 7075 T6 aluminum alloy frame, which cuts weight without cutting corners. At 30.4 ounces unloaded, it's heavy enough to run flat under recoil, but light enough that you're not crying about it at the end of the day with an IWB holster. The 4-inch cold hammer-forged barrel is the heart of this gun. Tight tolerances, match-grade rifling, and zero drama through every mag I ran. It tracks smoothly, holds the center, and eats recoil thanks to how low that bore sits in your hand. The trigger is double action/single action, pulled straight from the CZ 75 playbook. You've got a double action pull around 11.9 pounds and a single action pull hovering around 4.7, but it feels lighter because of how smooth and controlled it breaks. The reset is short, clean, and easy to ride if you know what you're doing. Add in the decocker, manual safety notch on the hammer, and firing pin block, and you've got a setup that's both fast and smart on the safety side. Ergos are classic CZ, fine-tuned grip contouring, an undercut trigger guard, and duralumin grips that stick to your hand without being abrasive. The controls are slick and ambidextrous friendly, and the 15+1 capacity is fed through mags that seat clean every time. The slide has got a direct optics ready cut for shield RMSC footprint dots, and if your red dot goes down, the luminescent backup sights won't leave you blind. There's even a short accessory rail under the dust cover if you're running a light for home defense. All said, the Shadow 2 Carry feels like the kind of pistol CZ built for people who shoot hard, carry daily, and want a gun that earns its keep every single day. Walther PDP Match Steel Frame. The first time I got my hands on the Walther PDP Match Steel Frame, I knew this wasn't just another warmed-over competition pistol. This thing is built like a German tank with the finesse of a tuned-up sports car. At 42.2 ounces unloaded, the all-steel frame brings serious weight to the table, and that's exactly what makes it so damn shootable. You feel it soak up recoil with every round, which lets you stay flatter and faster through strings of fire. It's not just a range gun. It's a precision tool for shooters who want control, balance, and confidence at speed. Walther didn't just slap a metal frame on their already excellent PDP and call it a day. They went in. That full-sized frame is precision machined steel, and they wrapped it with a polymer performance duty grip that has some of the most aggressive texture I've felt on a factory gun. It doesn't chew up your hands, but it locks in like sandpaper under sweat or gloves. And the front strap is fully checkered for that extra bite. This isn't just for looks. It's the kind of grip you want when your palms are slick and you're hammering through a 200-round session. It comes with a 5-inch barrel with a 1 in 9 twist rate, which plays nicely with everything from 115 to 147 grain loads. You've got Walther's modular optics system on the slide too, so mounting my Trijicon SRO was plug and play. Super terrain serrations are milled deep into the slide, so racking or press checks are rock solid, even with sweaty hands or when wearing gloves. The slide cycles smoothly, like a gun that costs twice as much. Now let's talk about that dynamic performance trigger. It's flat-faced, crisp as hell, and breaks at about 4.6 pounds with almost no over-travel and a tight, positive reset. It's easily one of the best out-of-the-box striker-fired triggers I've run. For serious shooters, that alone puts it ahead of the pack. It ships with 3 mags, 2 20-rounders and an 18-round backup, and they all feed like butter. That flared aluminum magwell also makes reloads feel automatic. The PDP Match Steel Frame isn't for everyone, but if you want a 9mm that's competition-capable, carry-capable, and straight-up addicting to shoot, This is one of the best you can buy in 2025. Kimber 2, K11 Target Ore. You hear Kimber, and your brain probably goes straight to pretty 1911s with polished slides and tight tolerances. And sure, they've built a name off that. But when I first heard about the 2011 Target OR, I didn't roll my eyes. I got curious. Because finally, Kimber has already jumped into the double-stack, optics-ready 9mm world. That's either a bold move or a train wreck waiting to happen. So I got one in hand, took it to the range, and ran it like I would any other serious competition-style pistol. And I'll say this, it shocked the hell out of me how dialed in this gun is. First off, the build is no joke. The frame is a hard anodized Type 3 aluminum grip module, which keeps the weight manageable without feeling hollow. The full-size 5-inch match-grade barrel locks up tight and runs smooth. The gun weighs in at 40.1 ounces unloaded, and yeah, that's chunky. But for the type of shooting this thing begs for, that mass soaks up recoil like a sponge. You can run fast pairs and the dot barely lifts. It's balanced, not front-heavy, and the slide cycles with just the right amount of snap. The GT trigger is one of the best factory triggers I've run in this price range. 3.5-pound break, and it feels like it breaks along a glass edge. The reset is short and clean, not mushy, not gritty, just right. It's the kind of trigger that'll spoil you when you go back to anything striker-fired. Then there's the optic cut. Kimber worked with C and H precision on this one, and it shows. It's not one of those compatible with one-dot setups. It's ready for RMR, RMSC, DPP, ACRO, and 509T right out of the box. I mounted a Trijicon RMR and had zero issues with fit or zeroing. The fiber optic front sight and adjustable rear co-witness perfectly and serve as solid backups. Reloads are fast thanks to the Stan Chen competition magwell, and Kimber includes 3 mags, one 17-round flush fit, and 2 20-rounders that seat with authority and run smooth. And I love that they went with an external extractor, more robust, easier to service, and just works better under high round count use. Staccato HDP4. The first time I ran a full mag through the Staccato HDP4, I knew this wasn't just another fancy 2011 knockoff trying to cash in on the hype. This thing felt tuned right out of the box. Tight tolerances, zero play in the slide, and that unmistakable weight of a purpose-built steel frame that just eats recoil like a champ. At 7.6 inches long and 1.6 inches wide, it's got a bit more bulk than your average polymer striker-fired carry gun, but that's exactly what gives it that planted feel when you're moving between targets. It's got enough mass to keep you honest, but not so much that it's a pain to carry, especially with the 4-inch stainless bull barrel sitting up front. Now, that barrel, a solid chunk of steel, no fluting, no ports, just a straight-up precision tube. It's match-grade and hand-fit into the frame, and paired with the steel guide rod and tuned recoil system, you're getting a recoil impulse that's flat and snappy without that typical muzzle flip. Every shot I sent felt like it wanted to stay on target, and with quick doubles or triples, the dot barely danced off the A-zone. And because it's a 2011-style single-action, hammer-fired system, you get that butter-smooth break with an insanely short reset. Mine breaks right at 4.25 pounds. No mush, no grit, just crisp control. Staccato built this thing to run hard, and you feel it in every part. It's optics ready, milled for the Dawson Precision Optics System, so I dropped a Holosun 508T on mine and co-witnessed the fiber optic front and blacked-out rear. The grip module is aggressively textured, not abrasive, but grippy enough that even after a few hundred rounds and a sweaty palm, it stayed locked in. The frame safety is ambidextrous. The grip safety's tight but not intrusive, and it runs on Glock pattern mags, which, frankly, is genius. Way easier to find spares, and I've had flawless function with mag pull and OEM Glock mags. Experts love this gun not because it's flashy, it's because it performs. It's accurate, fast, reliable, and carries confidence. It's not a budget blaster, but it's the kind of gun you buy once, train hard with, and trust for life.